The Seattle Seahawks beat the Philadelphia Eagles 19, not 19, wow. I almost said Phillies too. That's what I mean when I say I'm tired. Like words, I almost said the Philadelphia Phillies, and they're definitely not the Philadelphia Phillies. They're the Philadelphia Eagles. The Seattle Seahawks beat the Philadelphia Eagles 17-9, and the Eagles have been now eliminated from the playoffs after wildcard weekend. And the headlining story for me was that Carson Wentz, the Eagles quarterback, got hurt and missed most of the game with a concussion. In fact, he only threw 4 passes throughout the entire game. And so people in Philadelphia all night and all afternoon have been sending me all kinds of messages asking what I thought of the hit that knocked Carson Wentz out of the game. And so I have to make a comment. What do I think of the hit? So Carson Wentz was running. He went down, and Jadeveon Clowney tackled him and got hit by Jadeveon Clowney. And Eagles fans appear to be looking for somebody to blame. Who's responsible for our year coming to an end the way it did? Our quarterback wasn't able to play most of the game. Somebody must be to blame. And like I know some families that, you know, there's this blame culture where, you know, something bad happens and people go, who do we punish? Who should be the one to be punished? And the kids are smart. The kids know, hey, don't fess up. Don't tell you who it is, because whoever is determined to be the person to blame gets destroyed. And I saw the hit Jadeveon Clowney, you know, laid on Carson Wentz. It looked like incidental contact. It didn't look like a malicious, evil hit. Now, we have no idea. Here's a fact. We have no idea what was going on in Jadeveon Clowney's heart. Maybe it was an intentional hit. Maybe it was a dirty hit, and, you know, Jadeveon Clowney was trying to injure the quarterback, Carson Wentz. But I don't think so. And look, even if, let's play it out. What happens if you punish Jadeveon Clowney? He either, like, worst case scenario, he leaves the game. Best case scenario, they get a 15-yard penalty. Would either outcome really have changed the game? Either way, Carson Wentz was hurting out for the game. And here's the really thing. You know, the Bills fans are looking, Eagles fans are looking for somebody they can blame. I mean, man, the reality is that, and this is just life in general, and some things happen that are just unfortunate. Where it's not anybody's fault. It's just an unlucky, bad thing that happened. The Eagles quarterback got hurt, and sometimes bad things happen. That's what this feels like. It feels like it's a moment in life where it's sad. And like I'm brutally sad we didn't get to watch Carson Wentz play. I really wanted to watch Carson Wentz play the rest of this game. But instead of being angry and being like, who do we blame? Maybe the reality for Eagles fans is that they just need to accept and acknowledge that there's a lot of disappointment and a lot of sadness. The root of anger is sadness. And I think that instead of being sad and blaming somebody, I think the reality is, and like I guess I shouldn't tell people how to feel. Do whatever you want. But I don't think Jadeveon Clowney's this awful guy who maliciously tried to take out the Eagles quarterback. I think it was just a unfortunate play where the quarterback got hurt. And but I'm sad and disappointed. I'm not angry. I'm just sad. Like, oh, we got robbed of this interesting, fun game, and the Eagles season ended prematurely because their quarterback got hurt. And that sucks. And really, if you want to blame anybody, blame Carson Wentz for running the way he did. I mean, he is a guy now at this point in Carson Wentz's career. How many times does he have to get injured before we realize and start to acknowledge, hey, there's a really significant pattern here? Carson Wentz gets hurt. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. He does. And he's got to learn to take fewer hits and just get hit way less. Because the rate at which Carson Wentz gets injured tells me it's more than just a problem of the people around him. It's probably also somewhat of a Carson Wentz problem. So I was looking forward to watching Russell Wilson versus Carson Wentz. I was so disappointed and so sad we didn't get that. But instead what we got was Josh McCown. Josh McCown played quarterback for the majority of the Eagles game for the Eagles. And now I got to say, Josh McCown is a cool story. Like he's 40 years old. He's the second quarterback ever. The only other guy to do this was Sonny Jurgensen in in 1974 maybe. But, you know, Josh McCown is the second quarterback all time ever to throw his very first postseason pass after turning 40 years old. That's crazy to me. So finally, Josh McCown got to play in a playoff game, and I'm so happy for him. He's had a wild career. Remember, you know, he started with the Cardinals. He actually handed Emmitt Smith his very last touchdown of his career. The way that Emmitt Smith's Hall of Fame career got capped off was getting a handoff from Josh McCown. He also threw Larry Fitzgerald's very first touchdown in the NFL. Another Hall of Fame player oddly linked to Josh McCown. And, now in the playoffs at 40 years old, he threw his very first pass. He didn't win, but he had a valiant effort. And I got to say, man, I came for Josh McCown, I came for Carson Wentz, and I was upset we didn't get Carson Wentz. I will say, if there's ever going to be another backup quarterback I'd rather watch, there's not. I really like watching Josh McCown. He's fun. He's a good story. And I'm sad, he really wasn't as good as I wanted him to be. But the story was fun and interesting, and it was better than it could have been. But also the truth is that I paid good money. If I was paying for a show, I'd feel pretty disappointed because I paid and I came to see and I wanted to see Carson Wentz playing quarterback for the Eagles. I feel like I got robbed of that experience, and that stinks, and that's pretty sad. Now, the Seattle Seahawks, man, it was so much fun watching Marshawn Lynch. The dude looks so happy playing running back for the Seattle Seahawks. He just seems to be having a good time. And, next week, Seattle Seahawks, Marshawn Lynch, they're going to get to play at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, this legendary kind of sacred place in the world of the NFL. I'm so happy for Marshawn Lynch. I mean, I bet people, especially some retired NFL players that feel like they could still play or really love the game, I think some retired NFL players probably look at Marshawn Lynch and go, man, this dude's got it good. He got to skip the entire year, gets to play in the playoffs. He gets to live his dream, play. He looks like he's having a great time. The smile on his face, the way he's running really hard. He had some plays where he threw guys around. I mean, it's awesome. And I think I'm sure there are some retired NFL players who look at Marshawn Lynch and feel jealous. Now, the big stud, though, we got to talk about this. The biggest, really most impressive player for the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday was DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is rookie receiver. He had 7 catches, 160 yards, and a touchdown. He had this incredible play to seal the deal for the Seahawks, had a long catch. He also had a touchdown catch where he dove on the 5-yard line, then got up and rolled into the end zone. And it has been so cool and so much fun to watch DK Metcalf progress this year. I mean, he's always been really physically gifted. We knew that at the NFL Combine earlier this year. I guess earlier last year because it was 2019. Now it's 2020. But DK Metcalf came into the NFL really, really raw. All my friends that played receiver in college at a high level in D1 told me, like, look, DK Metcalf's incredible, but his route running skill isn't there. His polish isn't there. The little things he needs to do just aren't there. And even like early in the year, we saw DK Metcalf really struggle with back shoulder fades. He couldn't adjust to the ball. And he really struggled with jump balls, and he couldn't win jump balls. Tonight, we saw the culmination, I guess earlier today, on Sunday against the Eagles in the playoffs, wildcard round, we saw the culmination of all the hard work that DK Metcalf has been doing. His progression, it's phenomenal. He played great. He won jump balls. He had a great diving catch. He had good routes. He's just getting so much better. He's winning one-on-one matchups. And it's pretty awesome. I doubted DK Metcalf coming to the NFL. I made a comparison. I compared him to an underbaked cookie. I said, he's just not ready. And he looks phenomenal today. He's done the work. He's gotten so much better. He's bought into what the Seahawks are selling. And it's really interesting to compare N'Keal Harry, who was a first-round pick for the New England Patriots playing receiver. I think I'd rather have DK Metcalf, a guy who went in the second round. DK Metcalf is significantly better right now than N'Keal Harry. He's playing better. He's winning one of the matchups. He's getting jump balls. He has improved so much, and improved so much more than N'Keal Harry. So you got to give a lot of credit to DK Metcalf. He's playing phenomenal. He's done a great job, and he's improved so much. And just, it's not about what it is DK Metcalf's skill set has gotten better. The tools he has in the toolbox, he's gotten more tools. Runs better routes, catches jump balls. He looks a little more coordinated. He is putting it together, and DK Metcalf has a really big future if he keeps improving at a rate like he has this year with the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I am praying. If you pray, this is what I'm praying for. I really want to have the Seattle Seahawks rematch against the 49ers for a third time this year. 2 of the best games I've watched this year, not the 2 best, but of the pool of the best games of the year, 2 of those games were both of the times that the 49ers played the Seattle Seahawks. The first time they played, game went to overtime, Seahawks won. The second time they played, game came down to the final drive. The Seattle Seahawks got stopped on 4th and goal. First and goal, second and goal. They squandered their opportunity on the goal line. Seahawks got stopped. I so badly want to see the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers rematch and play each other for a third time. Next week, the 49ers play the Vikings, and the Seahawks play the Packers. I really hope both of those two teams win because I so badly want a rematch. I want the drama, the fun, the narrative that's going to come with the 49ers playing the Seahawks for a third time this year. I hope they play in the NFC Championship game to get into the Super Bowl. It'd be so much fun. I wouldn't even root for anybody. I'd just say, look, I want chaos. I want it to be crazy, fun, wild, maybe go to overtime, and that's all I want from that game. I just want a chaotic game, and that sounds really, really awesome to me. I really hope we get a 49er Seahawks rematch later this year in the playoffs.